Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to this channel. Today I would like to talk about the art gallery magazine, which is called The Curve or Curve. So, Curve itself was established or first published in February 2022, and up until today we have sixth edition of the curve, starting from February until last of all finishing at November 2022. So the sixth edition, as you can see in the screen, the first edition is the Gallery City edition. So the curve itself is a magazine which represents UiTM Malacca's art gallery. So the first edition was uh, previewing about some of the collaborations that has been done with from the gallery management with institution, as for example as IPGTHO, which we will surely see afterwards. The second one is the Arungan. The Arungan is an exhibition done by the first incubator. So in 2021 and 2022, there was an approach that from the gallery management and the management of art and design at that time, which was to make alliance or incubators which represented the whole gallery, and these galleries were the showcase places to promote artworks which were selected from the level of these incubators. At that time, at UiTM Malacca, there were four departments or programs, which is fine art, graphic, industrial design, and photography. So each of these department represented their own, you can say, incubators. And one of the magazines that was being done in 2021, a year before the curve was established, was Gazi. And Gazi itself was an initiative from the fine art department, which was the gallery art shop incubator for the fine art department. So the curve found its way when I was first being appointed as the gallery manager of UiTM Malacca, and you can say early 2022, where I finished my task as the gallery management also in the early 2023. But how the idea of visual documentation, such as an art gallery magazine like The Curve, is still sustained, and I still think that it's an important approach to promote our artists and designer as students, undergraduates, or beyond, into a level of not just locally but also globally. And then the third edition, as you can see, is the edition of the Reform post pandemic. This is actually a teaching and learning exhibition done in the gallery. Mostly were fine art students taking the subjects such as the sculpture, and their artworks, most of them were geometric or organic or insects or sculptures or forms, were being exhibited at the gallery. And a part of the curve third edition was to promote this whole process and also promote the praxis between teaching and learning, and also promoting the whole process into another level so that the public can view the works of art. And the fourth is the edition of the dehumanized exhibition. This exhibition consists of artists or academic artists, also lecturers from the arts department, the design department, making a, we can say, like a retrospective or a tribute exhibition, promoting the figures that represented UiTM Malacca, and also UiTM, the earliest founding fathers of art and design, or the people who really put their sweat and also put themselves for the faculty or the School of Art and Design, as we can see afterwards. And then the fifth one is the exhibition also done at the Gallery UiTM Malacca at that time, Curve, which was Ismail Barber, Mile Art Style, a profile art exhibition by Ismail Barber, a renowned and celebrated knife art artist in Malaysia. And the last one, the sixth, was the LIAC or Lindu International Art Camp, hashtag 4, number 4, which was done also in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, in somewhere around November. And they were also, the event will also consist of some of the exhibition which was continued from the previous one, such as the Ismail Barber's knife art style exhibition, and then there were other events such as collaborations for between international artists from Indonesia, Asian international artists from Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Singapore, and other parts of the country, or the Southeast Asia. So let's go and see. Let me describe and bring all of you towards some of the journey from the curve. So this is the first edition of the curve, which was more or less talking about the chronicles and challenges of the gallery. It was the earliest edition. If you can see, it started from February 2022, and then there was a collaboration between the gallery management, and then with certain institution. One of them was from IPG THO Institute Perguruan Tun Hussein On, Batu Pahat. They made a visit of kebudayaan, and then this visit was hosted by the Gallery UiTM Melaka with partnership with its alliance, the different incubators. So this is the gallery manager at 2022, giving a welcoming speech and introducing about some of the slides related to the gallery management and things happening within the circle of the Curve and UiTM Melaka's gallery. And then the second one is the Curve, which was the Arungan exhibition. This exhibition actually took part the year before in 2021, but there was not much of a visual documentation which was published. So one of the initiatives was to take back some of the visual documentations and then put it into a whole art gallery magazine, because what was interesting is that the Arungan took place at one of the earliest, we can say, incubators at UiTM Melaka, which was the thinking box, the black box, or sometimes it's called the MOM, my office, my studio, or my office is my mindset, paradigm, or so on. So the idea was that to transform a certain place or a certain space at the office or the studio, just to exhibit works of art by the lecturers and also the students, to promote a sort of a promotion, a sort of a promoting method or approach for the students, so that they can be inspired by works of art being done by the educators or the teachers or lecturers. At the same time, they were given also opportunity to exhibit their works of art. But for Arungan itself, three designer, artists, and photographer were involved, such as Mr. Sharin Sulaiman, Mr. Walid Muhammad, and Mr. Fadli Dato' Muhammad Sharif. And then the third edition of the Curve took part and then sought out of took the highlights of the reform post-pandemic exhibition, and then most of the exhibition took part at the gallery UiTM Melaka. And as you can see, these are some of the outputs from the students, the sculpture, the process of fabricating, taking the materials and finishing, polishing, and until this is some of the artworks that have been previewed to the last process in the teaching and learning class. So you can see these are geometric forms, shapes. Most of these items are from, you can see, found objects or objects, industrial objects, which represented a new life or a new value towards the process of culminating, or towards the process of metamorphosing an artwork. So afterwards, this is the curve, the fourth edition. This fourth edition is about the dehumanized exhibition, and on this one, there were several five artists, if I'm not mistaken, from the designers and artists who took part. The exhibition or the magazine was more on a retrospective or a tribute on some of the golden ages of art and design. So this is some of the quotes by we can say the late Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharif Mustafa, who was once the dean and also an important figure in UiTM, the main headquarters, UiTM Shah Alam, and also some of the founding fathers we can see in UiTM Malacca, who opened some of the earliest departments at UiTM Malacca. And then after that, there were also works of art by uh, Associate Professor Muhammad Khalil Amran on some of the tributes of the transition between art and design to College of Creative Arts. So most of the ideas, thoughts, and thinking process are being channeled into an approach of more of a visual content rather than just a blank slate of words or comments or feedbacks. So this one is the fifth edition of the curve. This fifth edition is the one which Ismail Barber or Miles Knife Art Style took part. And as you can see, this is one of the artwork previewed at our gallery. So at least in this picture, you can see there's a kind of a curve shape. So the gallery's shape is we can say like hemisphere or a sphere. We can say it's a whole round. Sometimes it's more or less like the Colosseum. We can say it's like an amphitheater. So that shape actually complements the whole idea of making an artwork exhibition. One as much as one as like Miles' knife art style, which celebrates the colors, the form, the textures, as you can see in this work of art. And also there was an interview between the chief editor with the artist himself, which was Mile, or they call it as Pak Mile. So he tried he during the interview he shared a lot of ideas, thoughts, and perspective about knife art. What was his hopes on knife art, and what was the value that he thought was important and significant towards the nation or the country. Then the last, or the sixth edition, was the Curve, the LIAC number 2 or Lindu International Art Camp, which took part in November. And it was a comeback, and it was coming back more stronger because the participant or the artists came from a different Southeast Asian place, from Thailand, from Singapore, from Indonesia, from Brunei, from Malaysia, and some other parts of Southeast Asia. So there was a lot of program. The artists came to see some of the works of art, and as you can see in this program, this is the opening session of the continuous exhibition of Ismail Barber, which this one was the opening or the main opening. And as you can see at the LIAC plot, there's Dr. Rosli Zakaria, and with him is the National Art Gallery Director, Mr. Amiruddin. So he came, he signed the plaque, and he went to see the exhibition at our own gallery, which is in UiTM Malacca. And at the same time, the different artists from the different nations also came to witness the whole idea or concept or the whole celebration of this exhibition. And then afterwards, there were also, other than flag banners, other than paintings, drawings, art talks, sharing session, art exhibitions, art posters. There were also the art market, and for this opening art market at that time, the chief minister of Malacca himself, if I'm not mistaken, the chief minister in the white clothes came, and he also officiated the event of LIAC number 4 at the same time. At that time was in Complex Sukan, the sports complex at Masjid Tanah. And he was doing a tour, and he was actually happy with what was happening, not only at the place, and not only in the level of from the university and the community going together and helping economic factors after the post pandemic, but it was happy to see what was the difference, what actually made the difference. I mean, from the creative industries or arts and craft industry, what actually gave a sense of hope or gave a sense of opportunity to make progress in the community's life through arts and craft in terms of the levels of economic income of the citizen. So, last of all,